Long silent day journeys through the sore solemn heart and the long day journeys through the sore solemn heart and no. Crippled and weeping, time stumbles through the lone, lorn heart. My heart in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer, and following the road. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the North, the birthplace of valor, the country of worth. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, the hills of those highlands forever I love. Farewell to the mountains high covered with snow. Farewell to the straths and green valleys below. Farewell to the forests and wild hanging woods. Farewell to the torrents and loud-pouring floods. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer, and following the road. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go.
I sure would like to see you sign another song. Young man, could you get a glass of water for an old man whose heart is not here, but in the Highlands? What Highlands? The Scotch Highlands. Could you bring me that water? What's your heart doing in the Scotch Highlands? My heart's grieving there. Could you get me that glass of water? Where's your mother? My mother's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but her heart isn't. Where is your mother's heart? In the Scotch Highlands. I'm very thirsty, young man. How come the members of your family are always leaving their hearts in the Highlands? That's the way we are. Here today and gone tomorrow. Here today and gone tomorrow. How do you figure that? Well, alive 1 minute and mother? She's up in Vermont, in a little town called White River. But her heart isn't. Is her poor old withered heart in the Highlands too? Right smack in the Highlands. Son, I'm dying of thirst.
Sonny, get the hell away from that old man. Get him a pitcher of water before he falls down and dies. Where the hell are your manners?
Can't a fellow try to figure out something from a traveler once in a while?
Get the old man some water, goddammit. Don't stand there like a dummy. Get him a drink, I tell you, before he falls down and dies.
You get him a drink. You're not doing anything.
Not doing anything. Why, John, you know I'm getting a new home arranged in my mind.
Well, how do you figure I know? You're just standing there on the porch with your sleeves rolled up.
Well, you ought to know. You're my son. You should know who should.
Good afternoon. Your son has been telling me how clear and cool the climate is in these parts. My God, I didn't say anything about the climate.
How do you do? Won't you come in for a little rest? We should be honored to have you at our table for a lot of supper.
Sir, I'm starving. I shall come right in. Can you sing, "My love is like a red, red rose"? I guess I like that song. It's my favorite. I guess I like that song better than any song in the whole world. Son, when you get to be as old as I am, you'll know that songs are not important, but bread and butter. That's the important thing. Wait, I sure would like to see you sign that song. My name is Jasper MacGregor. I am an actor.
I'm mighty glad to make your acquaintance. Tony, get Mr. MacGregor a pitcher of water.
Charming boy.
Like myself, he's a genius.
I suppose you're very fond of him.
We are the same person. He is the heart of my youth. Have you noticed his eagerness?
Yes, I should say I have.
I'm the same way myself, although older and less brilliant.
I reckon I've wandered all of 5,000 miles from my home in the Highlands. Do you think that we could eat a little bread and cheese to keep my body and spirit together?
Johnny, come here. Come here. Come here. Run down to the grocer's. Get a loaf of French bread and a pound of cheese.
Give me the money.
No, I haven't got a penny, Johnny. Tell Mr. Kosak to give us credit.
He won't do it. Mr. Kosak says he's tired of giving us credit. He says we never work and we don't pay our bills. We owe him 40 cents.
Go down there and argue it out with him. You know that's your job.
Mr. Kosak won't listen to reason. He says he doesn't know anything about anything. All he wants is the 40 cents.
Go down there and make him give you a loaf of bread and a pound of cheese. You can do it, Johnny.
Go on down there, Johnny. Tell Mr. Kosak to give you a loaf of bread and a pound of cheese.
Go ahead, Johnny. You never fail to leave that store with something or other. You'll be back here in 10 minutes with food fit. For a king or a duke, anyway.
Well, I don't know. Mr. Kosak says we're trying to give him the merry runaround. He wants to know what kind of work you do.
Well, go ahead and tell him. I have nothing to conceal. I write poetry night and day.
All right, but I don't think he'll be impressed. He says you never go out and look for work. Mr. Kosak says you're lazy and a lousy bastard.
You go down to that store and tell that great-hearted Slovak that he's crazy, Johnny. You go down to the store and tell that splendid scholar and gentleman that your father is one of the greatest unknown poets living.
Mr. Kosak won't care, but I'll go. I'll do my best. Haven't we got anything in the house?
Only popcorn. We've been eating popcorn 4 days in a row now. Johnny, go get the bread and cheese. And if you expect me to finish that long poem,
I'll do my best. Remember, Johnny, I myself have wandered all of 5,000 miles from my home in the Highlands. I'll run all the way, Mr. MacGregor.
oh, Johnny, remember, if you find any money along the way, remember we split. You could be.
All right, Bob. If you were in China, and you had not a friend in the world and no money, wouldn't you expect someone over there to give you a pound of rice? Wouldn't you, Mr. Kosak?
What do you want, Johnny?
Well, I just want to talk a little. Well, you'd expect, well, some member of the Aryan race to give you some help now, wouldn't you, Mr. Kosak?
How much money you got?
It's not a question of money, Mr. Kosak. I'm talking about being in China.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
How would you feel in China that way, Mr. Kosak?
I don't know, Johnny. What would I be doing in China?
Well, you'd be visiting there. You'd be hungry and 5,000 miles from home and not a friend in the world. You wouldn't expect everybody to turn you down for food, would you, Mr. Kosak?
I guess not. But you ain't in China, Johnny. And neither's your pa. You or your pa's gotta go out and work sometime in your lives. So you might as well start now. I ain't gonna give you no more groceries on credit because I know you won't pay.
Mr. Kosak, you misunderstand me. This is 1914, not 1913. I'm not talking about a few groceries. I'm talking about all those heathen people in China. And you hungry and dying.
You say China. You gotta go out and make your living in this country. Everybody's gotta work. In America.
Mr. Kosak, suppose it was a loaf of bread and a pound of cheese that you needed to stay alive in the world. Would you hesitate to ask a Christian missionary for these things?
Yes, I would. I'd be ashamed to ask.
Even if you knew that you would give that Christian fellow back 2 loaves and 2 pounds of cheese? Instead of 1 loaf and 1 pound? Even then, Mr. Kosak?
And
Don't be that way, Mr. Kosak. That's defeatist talk, and you know it. Why, the only thing that would happen to you in China would be death. Why, you die in China.
I wouldn't care if I would. You and your pa got to pay for bread and cheese. Why don't your pa go out and get a job?
How's your wife, Martha?
Well.
I can't tell you how happy I am that everything's okay at your house. I know that your son, Stefan, he's going to be a great man someday.
I hope so. I'm going to send him to high school so that he gets every chance that I didn't get. I don't want him to have all the trouble all his life, too.
I have great faith in Stefan, Mr. Kosak.
What do you want, Johnny? How much money you got?
Mr. Kosak, you know that I didn't come here to buy anything. Well, you know that I enjoy a quiet philosophical chat with you every now and then. Let me have a loaf of bread and a pound of cheese.
Gotta pay cash, Johnny.
And Esther, how is your beautiful daughter Esther?
She's all right, Johnny, but you gotta pay cash. You and your pa are the worst citizens in this country.
I'm certainly glad that Esther's all right. Mr. Kosak, Jasper MacGregor is visiting our house. Well, he's a great actor.
Never heard of him.
And a bottle of beer for Mr. MacGregor?
Oh, I can't give you a bottle of beer. I can't.
Sure you can.
I can't. I'll let you have one loaf of French bread and a pound of cheese, but that's all. What kind of work does your pa do when he works?
My father writes poetry. That's all the work my father does. He's one of the greatest poetry writers living.
Where does he get any money?
My father never gets money. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
I don't like that kind of work. Why doesn't your pa work like everybody else, Johnny?
He works harder than everybody else. Why, my father works twice as hard as the average man.
Well, that's 55 cents you owe me, Johnny. I'll let you have some stuff this time, but never again.
Tell Esther I love her. I think he brought some food with him.
Of course he has. I knew you could do it.
So did I. Mr. Kosak says we've got to pay him 55 cents. He says he's not going to give us any more food on credit.
That's his opinion. How is everyone?
Well, first, I talked about being hungry and at death's door in China. And then I asked about the family.
How is everyone?
Well, fine. I couldn't find any money on the way, though, not even a penny.
Oh, that's all right. Money isn't everything.
That green bottle over there, what's in there? Marbles? That cover, Johnny, anything edible in there? Crickets. Well, what's that jar over there in the corner? Anything delectable in there? I got a gopher snake in that jar. Well, I could go for a bit of boiled gopher snake. Nothing doing, Mr. MacGregor. Why not? Why the hell not, Johnny? I've heard of fine Borneo natives eating snakes, grasshoppers. You haven't got a half dozen grasshoppers on you, have you, Johnny? Only 4. Well, trot them out, son. And after we've had our fill, I'll sing 3. My love is like a red, red rose. I'm mighty hungry, Johnny. Well, so am I. But I don't want anybody killing those animals. They've got rights the same as anybody else.
Why don't you come out on the front porch and sing another song? I'm sure Johnny would like it.
I sure would, Mr. MacGregor. eventually it quarrels with the heart.
My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I. And I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. And I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, for I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. I want you to meet your public. Good neighbors and friends, I want you to meet Jasper MacGregor, the greatest Shakespearean actor in the world, I believe.
I remember my first appearance in an old English town in 1851, when I was a mere boy of 14, from the slums of Glasgow. My first part was a courier in a play, the title of which I have unfortunately forgotten. But anyway, I had no lines to speak. But I moved around a great deal, from officer to officer, and from lover to his beloved, and back again, and over again.
How about another song, Mr. MacGregor?
Have you got any eggs in your house?
I sure have. I have a dozen eggs in my house.
Would it be convenient for you to go to your house and get one of those dozen eggs, and when you return, I'll sing a song that will make your heart leap with joy and grief.
I'm on my way already.
My friends, I should be delighted to sing another song for you on these golden hands of mine, but time and distance from home find me weary. But if you will be so good as to go, each one to your own house, and bring a morsel of food, I shall be proud to gather in my spirit and sing the song for you that will change the course of your entire lives. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer, and following the road. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the North, the birthplace of valor, the country of worth. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, the hills of those Highlands forever I love. Farewell to the mountains high covered with snow. Farewell to the straits and green valleys below. Farewell to the forests and wild-hanging woods. Farewell to the torrents and loud-pouring floods. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer, and following the road. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. Thank you, my friends, thank you. I'll sing again if you'll come again. Good night. Sir, if it's all the same to you, I should be happy to dwell in your house for a long time to come.
Sir, my house is your house. Yes?
I'm looking for Mr. MacGregor, the actor.
What do you want?
Well, anyway, Pa, ask him in.
Yes, of course. Excuse me, won't you please come in?
My name is Philip Carmichael. I am from the Old People's Home. I have been sent to bring Mr. MacGregor home.
Home? Did someone mention home? You know, I'm wandering all of 5,000 miles from my home in the Highlands. Who's this young man?
Mr. MacGregor, my name is Philip Carmichael from the Old People's Home. They sent me to bring you back. We are putting on an annual show in 2 weeks, and we need you for the leading role.
What kind of a part is it? You know I can't be playing young adventurers any longer.
The part is King Lear, Mr. MacGregor. Perfect for you.
King. My friends, my beloved friends, in all of the hours of my life, in all of the places that I have visited, never and nowhere have I had the honor and pleasure to commune with souls loftier, purer,
Johnny, go down to the